2 rounds in, 3 to go. It's not even the halfway mark in the Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week, but the battles have been epic so far. Queenslander Lockie McHugh has won both the A mains so far in rounds 1 and 2, but he hasn't had it easy. On night 1 at Murray Bridge, Brock Hallett gave him all he could handle. Then round 2 at Tolma, he had to pickpocket Marcus Dumsney in the last 2 laps. The SRV number 1 has been like a giant Kenworth hauling the freight. But as round 3 and 4 loom at Mount Gambier and Avalon, it's anybody's race to win. Second in the series, with Marcus Dumsney third, Luke Dillon fourth, and Ryan Jones fifth. Borderline Speedway Mount Gambier is often the equaliser. Let's go. The name Sutherland has been around Speedway in Mount Gambier almost as long as the sport. So has the family business Gambier Earth Movers. Some things, like the Blue Lake, are iconic in these parts. As one of the local heroes on the Limestone Coast, Glenn Sutherland is one to watch at his hometown round tonight, and he's in great form.
Yeah, we're definitely faster than we have been. We've got more confidence. The car's ripping around really well. Jordan's just getting it set up and comfortable for me. So I'm comfortable every time I sit in the car and know nothing's going to fall off with Andrew and Fish and Brad working on the car and Jordan ripping around. We're really good.
Glenn's been in the game a long time. He knows it's a mental game.
Yeah, no, confidence builds confidence. So we've got a good package and yeah, I'm stoked to sit in the car every night.
Glenn and his sister Heather run the sizable Gambier Earth Movers family business, so surely sprint car racing would be a distraction.
This is a good separation from work. It makes me clear my head, the drive to and from track. I don't know what else I'd do, so we've been doing it for a long time now. Started racing juniors when we were 13, so it's been a long road and this is our life.
Between the business that his dad started in the 60s to sponsoring cars and his own racing program, Speedway has been a huge part of Glenn's DNA.
Yeah, 100%. As a kid, I used to go to watch Bill, so I'd sit on the dad's shoulders or guys from work and grab their ears and we'd only watch Bill. So, yeah, I don't know nothing else. I think my first race, Dad took me to, I was 4 months old, so it's been in our life forever.
After all this time racing, these cars still light his fire.
I think from the time you get to the track and you fire the car, I think it's next level to be able to say we do this, and with the coverage that we're all getting at the moment, it's really cool that people say, oh, geez, this is a cool sport. So just explain what it does to people. It's next level. It's good.
It's a learning game for everyone, though Glenn believes the youngsters have an advantage.
Some nights are harder than others, but yeah, Dad always said if we got parts in the truck, rebuild it and go again. So best way to get over it's get back in the seat. So.
How long does it take before you get, if someone starts at a sprint car right now, how long realistically, if they've got some talent, should it take to be able to run consistently in A mains?
Oh, well, you take Parker, and he's only been starting for a year, and he's consistent. If you have a good background in karts or something else before then, I don't think it'd take them long. Yeah, these younger guys with the simulators and everything, that's just huge for the sport. So,
Glenn's goal for Speed Week is simple.
Top 5. Yeah.
What will you have to do differently that you haven't done before to get top 5?
Finish races. For finish races, but I think we've got the package that we can do it. So, yeah.
Good field this year, stout field, like some of the best Aussies that we have, and 3 talented young Americans and 5 different tracks in 7 days. So it's up the level, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait till Murray Bridge and we fire off, and it'll be really good even this weekend to see where everyone's at. I think it's going to be a great start.
Borderline Speedway and the city of Mount Gambier, or the Limestone Coast as it's known, offers some of the most beautiful scenery in Australia, from the stunning Blue Lake to surprising sinkholes. But many would argue that this is Mount Gambier's greatest treasure. And that's where the stars and cars of Brant Sprint Car Speed Week arrive for round 3. Mount Gambier teenager Parker Scott is one of the newest faces in Australian sprint car racing.
Yeah, I've been in sprint car now for a year and a half, and it's been a big learning curve, but I think we're definitely starting to make ground, and we're definitely getting there. We're starting to lock into some shows now, so we're just going to keep going, see how far we can go.
Parker's family team is iconic in Mount Gambier and South Australia in particular, having been around for decades.
Pretty sure it was just my pop, Ray. He started all this team, and then Dad's taken over, and they've had a lot of good drivers come through and run it. So now it's my turn, and I get to take it to the next level.
It's been an awfully big step up for Parker in a short time.
Before the sprint car, I raced about a 30 horsepower 125cc go-kart. So it's been a big step, but yeah, I think the grounding in go-karts and racing at the national level all year round has been probably the greatest thing for it.
Parker and his dad Ash spend their time on the road together. Had he not passed away a couple of years ago, Parker's granddad Ray would have also been pushing this team.
Working with Dad has its times. We're definitely not, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but we sort it out, and it would have been really cool to have Pa along with us, but it is what it is.
Very few people get to drive a sprint car, and even fewer are born into a team.
Yeah, I'm super fortunate to be able to be born into it, and I've watched it my whole life, and now it's my turn, and I'll see if I can carry the torch and hopefully get the next generation ready to go again.
Parker doesn't have huge time on the Speed Week venues, but he has at least practiced on the new Tolma Speedway.
Well, Murray Bridge to start with, it's pretty aggressive up on the fence, and you've got Bordertown, which is kind of an unknown for everyone. I've obviously done a few laps around there, but it's definitely going to be a big learning curve just on one night. Then we've got the Mount, which is, you never know what you're going to get. It could be, depends if Billy gets Border Truck out or not, and then Avalon after that, or Premier, and that's pretty cool at the moment. They've really sorted their stuff out there, so we're looking forward to get back there. And Avalon, we just got to tidy up a few knacks. We've had a bit of problems there this year, but we'll be good.
As a newcomer to the game, Parker has realistic expectations about how tough Speed Week will be.
I don't know. I think I just want to obviously be there and try and not make a fool of ourselves and just be fast. And if we can pick something off, we'll go with it.
Parker's V55 has all the go-fast bits.
Yeah, it's a Triple X with a KRE and Slade shocks on it, and it's all the best. So I'm really fortunate to have Luke McCutcheon. He set it all up for me, so he gives me the good tools and I just go do my work.
Parker's proud of his family's sprint car tradition.
It's pretty big. Obviously, there's always been the Scott name of the Mount anyway, but to try and take it nationally and further abroad will be super cool. And yeah, I'm just really fortunate. Can't wait.
Geordie, explain what the last 72 hours has been like for you.
To be honest, it's been hell. Obviously, from Murray Bridge, we didn't end up competing due to a truck malfunction. So we obviously headed all the way back home to Melton, 7-and-a-bit-hour trip. Has put a motor in the car behind us. Then obviously head back to Tolma. So within 24 hours, we did a 12-hour trip and had to work our asses off. But we obviously made it and struggled a bit last night, but we obviously got a bit of work to do to try and get a bit faster, but we'll put our best foot forward and try again.
Why is it so important to stay in this? Wouldn't it have been easier just to pack it up and go and watch on the hill?
Yeah, obviously, it gets a bit frustrating, so you sort of get a bit down, but you got to kind of push the limit and obviously try and get to the tracks. And I really just need to keep getting seat time, obviously, for the rest of the season. And obviously we love racing, that's why we do it. So obviously we just want to keep on going and yeah, we just, put our best foot forward and kept working.
There's a bloke on the right front corner of this thing that absolutely lives and breathes this, your dad. I mean, how do you put his passion into perspective? And mum?
Well, obviously, he did the hardest part. We're driving all the way back home and drove back. So, the passion's obviously always there with them. To be honest, they're probably the ones that pushed me to come back and do it. So, without them, I wouldn't be racing. Just obviously want to try and get a result for everyone.
Tate Frost out on the road of Speed Week. We're here for round 3. How have you been so far?
Bit of a sort of mixed bag at the minute, mate. We qualified decent. Both nights I feel put ourselves in a decent position. I think started in that top 10. That's where you got to put yourself. Makes the job easier. More forward you are in that starting position. But then again, Murray Bridge didn't sort of capitalise as well as we should have. Just the track got away from us with those 34 cars starting. It's a bit of a change, and especially with these different tyres. We're just not as much grip as the old style, so we're still adjusting to that like many other teams are. If you talk to anyone around the pit, they're still trying to get their head around these things. So but mate, we're just taking everything every night as it comes. So the guys have been trying their best to get me comfortable. So I feel like I'm getting close to get comfortable. Then we get to a different track and start all over again. So just take it as it comes, really.
Mum and Dad put a huge amount of effort in and money and energy into your program. And without them and without Simon Van Ginniken and those kind of guys, you couldn't do this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The dedication from my family and Simon for dishing his family and come away with his second family with us. Can't thank them enough. And obviously without Warwick and Lynn Doolan from Doolan's Heavy Haulage, they've been huge for me. They'll just be able to get my program up to that next level to take us more onto the road. So plan to travel more than what we usually are this year. Obviously without them great people, I wouldn't be standing here today in front of you.
And so here we are at beautiful Borderline Speedway in Mount Gambier for round 3 of the Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week. And they are packed in. Look at that pit area as well. What an enormous contribution these teams make to this 5 nights in 7 days tournament. Great shots from the drone as the field roll around. What a moment for Brendan Guerin and Cam Waters sharing the front row. We take a look at the 4 wide salute. Fans all have their iPhones lit up. We're working the back straight away here. And what a moment for Brendan Guerin. The first time on pole for a Sprint Car Speed Week in his career, and he's right alongside Cam Waters. You can throw in the always hectic Grant Anderson. He'll be one to watch from there as well. Brock Hallett is always speedy around this place. How about Geordie Ray? How about Dylan Jenkin? When you look through the order, Vila starting back in position 10. He had to change a motor after his heat race earlier on. Nice to see that Geordie Charge has been able to make the show as well. Guerin and Waters to lead away. Your first lap will be led, at least the first 2 corners, by Brendan Guerin out of Broken Hill. Working on the inside is Hallett as he takes on Cam Waters in the McQueen Electrical number 6 GTS freight management car to the left of your screen. Anderson is there, Jordan Ray. There is the number 1 SRV entry of your series leader. Oh, wow. Lockie McHugh, we are yellow already. And there's a problem over in turn number 2. It's Garrett Williamson, the young man out of Missouri. So we'll pick him up with the restart with Williamson at the rear of the field. Hallett on the inside, but it's actually Guerin who gets to choose the pole, and he picked the outside groove. Can he make it stick on Hallett? The 7-day spares entry out of Broken Hill. Watching Guerin trying to get the momentum, but it'll be Hallett who leads back into turn 1. Waters down low. McHugh running the boards on the outside, and he's got Jordan Ray inside. Grant Anderson and now Luke Dillon. Dillon, so good at his qualifying. It's always been one of his absolute strengths. He was a quick time in flight too, as we take a look at the Alloy Welding S7 of Hayden Pitt, unfortunately pulling up, coming out of turn number 2. Back at the restart. Double file restarts in Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week. Hallett will lead away. Waters gets a good jump on Guerin, who goes back to third. Wow, 3 wide back there. Dillon looking racy now in the Parrott Family Racing entry. In behind him, he's got McHugh. He's got Anderson upstairs. Veal down low. Guerin trying to hang on to a top 3, and we're yellow again. There's a problem on the racetrack. Just as Guerin was trying, it's Tate Frost in the Doolan's heavy haulage. Number 62, you can see damage to the front wing on the T62. So officials will get him fired back up, but there's certainly a couple of concerns for the 62 car. Just take a look from the drone at what actually happens here. If you look to the bottom of your screen here, he just lost the handle on it. I think it might have even been Ryan Jones that clipped him and ran over the front wing. That's where the damage has come from. You can just see there. And Tate just checking that the Tasmanian heavy haulage PTS entry will be okay at the restart. Hallett to lead away from Brendan Guerin, from Cam Waters, from Grant Anderson, from Jordan Ray and Lockie McHugh. Now Hallett knows it's crucial. He needs to get the win tonight to stop that points lead runaway that man to the left is starting to get. Lockie McHugh back upstairs, floats the front wheels, coming after Cam Waters. Oh, what a pass. Although, hasn't got it done yet. Cam coming back at him. He's got some good groove down low. Now McHugh moves that number 1 Cool up into the next spot. Jordan Ray in that white number 7. In that Kart Magic entry, trying to run down Cam Waters. Back to Marcus Dumsney. Now, Dumsney started 11th in that Tolma Speedway Valvoline, number 47 Maxim. And he's starting to get a run. The TML Transport entry of Luke Dillon in that shot. Here comes the A1. Here comes McHugh to the top. Ando moves up to make sure that groove is taken away, but McHugh simply switches back to the lower side. Ando will come back at him in the Mons Motorsport WASP number 37. Ando won't give in. No way. Jordan Ray on the bottom. Cam Waters upstairs now. Starting to show some real confidence in this car. Working the 6 with that big monster logo down the center panel of the top wing. Dumsney lurking with intent on the bottom. Your leader is off to the left. Brock Hallett. Now you see Guerin really with those brakes glowing red hot. We've got a problem here. Glenn Sutherland brings on the reds. The big man from Mount Gambier in front of this big hometown crowd is out A-OK. That's the good news. We'll take a look at the drone replay right here to the top of your screen. Glenn just gets into the cushion, tags the wall, and loops it hard and gets up on his side. I think the car will be okay, but it's the momentum and the potential result that it's cost him. So Glenn able to get out of the way. Chase Randall. What is going on here for the Brandt DKM Motorsport number 9, also backed by Racer Industries? And you can see the officials down there, Sprint Cars SA officials, trying to find out from Chase. They believe it may have something to do with the braking system. So there may be a brake issue. Adam Curry from Sprint Cars SA just checking out what the go is there. Disappointing for the young man out of Waco in Texas, because they really had some speed tonight. Hallett now, big challenge from Lockie McHugh. Guerin still in that 3rd spot. Jordan Ray in 4th, but it is side by side. Hallett upstairs, McHugh down low. This is the series lead battle as well as it is for on-track position. Hallett needs to win tonight. Look at Guerin. Boy, he's got some confidence tonight. His brother-in-law, Scott Boguski, is back from America and has been helping out with some setup on that car. And he's really starting to get motoring. McHugh takes on Hallett. Brock shuts the door. Certainly knew that was coming. He realized he had to close down and pinch off that momentum. Jordy Ray. How good is this kid in that number 7 car? Plenty of people keeping an eye on what this young man's doing. Guerin, superb in the Century Batteries entry. And we go yellow. Oh, Tate Frost. You can see the scrub marks on the wall just near there. Kind of tells me there may have been some damage from that previous incident. And Tate climbing out of the 62. Back at the restart, it's Brock Hallett from Lockie McHugh. Marcus Dumsney lurking as well. He's in the top 5. McHugh drifts up track. And right now, it's the GW Racing entry. Oh no, Jordan Ray. Something has gone wrong with the Kart Magic 7D. And he looks like he'll be retiring from this one. That is devastating. Young man was doing such a great job. Your PWR Advanced Cooling Technology restart sees Hallett getting away in the Kaiser Wheels GW Racing entry. Back in second, Lockie McHugh. Well, Hallett's opened up a bit of ground here. Dumsney. Now it's Veal. Now remember, Jamie Veal came from position 10. Last night he was third at Tolma. Marcus Dumsney was second after leading for pretty well 33 laps. So right now, Hallett wants to stem the flow. He wants to stop Lockie McHugh from getting a hat trick. He's got some good speed. Just as I say that though, McHugh seems to be able to close in when he needs to. Still, this battle raging now with Guerin. Now he's got Jamie Veal to deal with. Veal has come from the 5th row outside. They had to swap a motor in the SWI Maxim earlier on tonight. And he's starting to get a run. Guerin really having to run the top with conviction. Veal has got the brakes glowing red hot. They both have. And Veal goes through. Superb drive from Jamie Veal. He puts Guerin back to that 4th position. Hallett getting by the lap car of Delamont. Man, McHugh, you can just never rule him out, can you? Now he switches back to the middle. They're going to come up on Garrett Williamson, the young man out of Missouri, to put a lap down on him. McHugh upstairs. Hallett switches from the bottom back to the top. Lockie puts the slider in. Can't get it done there. Tremendous racing from these two. Two guys at the top of their game. And checkered flag comes out. Wow, it got by so quickly. Brock Hallett will win, but narrowly from Lockie McHugh, Jamie Veal, Brendan Guerin, Marcus Dumsney, Grant Anderson, Cam Waters, Luke Dillon, Daniel Pesca. Wow, and 10th was Dylan Jenkin ahead of Joel Heinrich. So Taya Hall gives the Speed Week checkered flag to Brock Hallett. He gets up and waves. He's your winner in round 3.
Mate, great run. Very, very great. Good race. Lap traffic certainly playing a part.
Yeah, just really didn't know where to run, and sort of thought the bottom went away enough that I could start running on the top, and then Lockie stuck his nose in there and sort of showed me where I had to go. So kind of got lucky with cautions. I felt like, you know, I needed clean track so I could sort of try and run away, but it's finally good to beat the number one. He's beat me a few times this year and ran second to him a lot, so it's finally good to get a win over him, and just got to thank the whole GW Racing team. All the great crowd here. Stressless Maintenance is here as well as Trent Millich Plumbing helped us out with the shed today. So just got to, you know, it's just a credit to this team and how hard we keep working, and move on to Avalon in a few days.
So with Hallett breaking back, this puts the pressure back a little on McHugh as the gap is narrowed to 60 points. And the battle for third, though, in this series is a beauty between Dumsney, Dillon and Ryan Jones as we head to Geelong Cats territory, Avalon Raceway. Avalon Raceway is an historic and unique venue. It's been a part of the World Series Sprint Cars and Sprint Car Speed Week culture for decades, and the Drew family are proud of the legacy it holds in Australian Speedway. The racing there is always unpredictable. The track can be slick and dry, or it can be hooked up and the cars can be bicycling. You never know what you're gonna get at Avalon. The fans love the place. The food of choice is the dim sim. The action is always at least 2 and sometimes 3 wide. and this tight little bullring sometimes produces some big wrecks as drivers try to find some space to operate in. Avalon Raceway, Round 4's venue of Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week. They call him the quickest chicken, a live-wired teenage Texan with a thirst for firsts, and between the family business Bush's Chicken franchise and sprint cars, a real passion for things with wings. For a guy that didn't really have Australia on his radar 3 years ago, he's a regular visiting racing here now.
Yeah, we've done, quite a bit, as much as we can, honestly, being down here, my fourth trip, like you just said, with Danny Mason and this team all together is really, cool for me and special. I'm really luckily, found a great group of people to be a part of. We said the first time when we even mentioned this, back in Knoxville in the shop, I never would have imagined myself being here, for the fourth time with this amount of people and become, such great, friends and, and close family with, everybody.
Chase sees some fundamental differences between racing in the US and Australia.
Oh, 100%. Being here a little bit now, I see it a lot more than I used to. Back in America, like you said, we're always focused on getting the show done as quick as you can to make sure everyone can get home, early and, it put on a good show. You don't drag it out too much. But I feel like there's a pro and a con to that. Like you said, that fan experience is really big, and a main reason why the fans come to the track is to see a good show, and maybe not so much as the racing is to see what else all the things they can see, and the interactions between people and the drivers and whatnot. So I feel like, down in Australia, I feel like a lot of the driver interaction is a lot more than you see back home. I think that's one of the big things why I like coming here so much and seeing all these fans that I see, once or twice a year, is you meet those people and you build those connections, and they want to come see you again year after year, hopefully.
So how does Australian sprint car racing compare to the USA?
I feel like the competition is similar in some ways to certain places you go. I feel like, in Australia, a lot of the tracks are farther apart, so you have more of the local guys, you could say, but all those guys are really good at the places they know. So when a guy like me comes into those tracks, you have those good local guys and those good traveling guys as well. Like we run the Speed Week series and other races this year. You get a lot of the best competition across the whole Australia, and several American guys as well.
Randall sees some obvious benefits with racing down under during the American off-season.
For me, I feel like it helps me tremendously. That's a lot of the reason why I come, year after year, is because I like to stay in the seat, and I think it keeps me sharp, and just the repetition of laps and laps, and it helps me at a younger age, and I think I can progress myself earlier and quicker than as if I was at home and not getting to race as much in the winter, and just getting to enjoy what I do.
Chase believes in hard work, but knows there's a certain element of luck in sprint car racing as well.
I feel like nowadays it's 80% car and team, and 20% luck going into it, because there's certain things you can control and certain things you can't control, and I feel like if we can get a balance on those, I feel like we can be at the front competing every night. And I think racing so much in the past couple of years, I've learned how to control myself, and those certain situations that can not lead to many mistakes or less mistakes, and putting yourselves in the right position to pounce on those key moments that you have. And I feel like that's something that can really set me up well this year, hopefully moving forward.
His goal for Speed Week is simple.
My goal is always to win, and I want to be the Speed Week champ. I mean, I'm not coming here to run second to anyone. I mean, I'm here for the win and to do the best I can for my team.
Ozzy, you've got a huge investment here in what you're doing with your son and being out on the road. Why do you commit to something like Speed Week?
We just love the sport. We like to get around, and the more races we can do with him, the better he's going to get in time. So travelling's a good part for us. If we weren't racing, we'd be working. So yeah, come down and do a bit of race. It's good.
So tell me about the Corbett Group and how that works for you. How many rigs you have at your disposal and all your plant stuff.
Yeah, so we run about just over 200 trucks in our fleet every day. So between interstate bulk tippers, earth moving equipment, and on top of that as well. So it's a big part of our business. So certainly the road freight's a big part as well. Keeps us pretty busy.
Why? How could you switch off? Like, this is obviously holidays in inverted commas. How do you switch off from the pressures of business?
Oh, it's pretty hard. Phone's ringing, but we're lucky we got really good guys, you know. So every parcel of our business, the trucks are sort of split up into a certain amount of trucks and earth moving fleet for a certain amount of guys that run them. And so those guys, we rely on them a lot. They do a really good job. So, you know, I sort of hear from those guys in the day-to-day stuff. So, yeah, run a really good show.
Now, you race these things as well, not so much lately, but certainly you do. How do you say to Jai, do as I say, not as I do?
Oh, I don't even tell him now. I just go and do it. So, no, he does a pretty good job. You know, he's still in that learning phase. I think they say it's a 4-year apprenticeship. I think they're pretty well right with that. So, you know, the more laps he does, the better he's getting all the time. So it's just one of those things.
You've got very senior members on your crew. Gazza in particular comes from Andrew Shirley, who you had mentor as well with him. Is that a way of sort of zoning him out and settling him down?
Yeah, Gaz is really good. We really rely on Gaz to come with us racing. He does a really good job, and certainly got Shirls in the background. He's sort of talking to us all the time as well. And Keith, he's the main guy that works on the car during the week between him and Jai. So they split it up between themselves. So Jai's still doing his apprenticeship. So between him and Keith, they both work on it and get it ready to race. So
what's a good night for you with this team?
Not going home like that, and not in a body bag's usually a pretty good night.
But is there a certain goal you want from him each night, or just you want him going forward or learning? At what point are you in with your expectation?
Oh, certainly. Like last time we were down here, we had a really good run. He was sort of top 5 cars every night. So we like to have those weekends, but everyone knows you can't do that. It's certainly in this sport, it's a tough sport, and there's a lot of luck with it as well. So he's getting better and better all the time. We're sort of learning with the cars, and every time we change a chassis, there's always something different in that car we've got to find. So I think this car now, we sort of went away, but we couldn't make it work. Now we've got it back and we're making it work. So it's one of those things.
Garrett, there's a lot of things that are the same in sprint car racing in 2 corners of the world, but there are a lot of things that are probably different. What are the differences?
I don't know. Obviously, your tracks are a lot smaller here, not so much banking. Wing speed's a lot different here. You don't have nothing to really lay the car over, so I think that's something we've been struggling on a lot the last few race nights, is just how to get the car left naturally without wing speed and be able to make grip and not be so balled up. So that's something we've been working on as a team. I think we made some good strides at it, and we're getting a lot closer.
The format, the rules, things like that are different?
The long drivers meetings, no, those aren't too bad. A lot of safety precautions, like different things like that. The format, I like the format. It's nicely ran. Obviously, the race format's the high limit one, so that's not too different from home. Just a lot of little things that you notice through the night that are a lot different than how things are ran at home. That don't make a huge difference, that are just little things that you got to get used to. I've struggled listening on the receiver and understanding the accents, just how everything's muffled, then you got to try to pick up an accent. That's been a little bit different. Or the U44 is a little bit different, trying to pick up on a different number. And so yeah, just like I said, like little things have been a lot different.
Have you heard your anthem played at the track yet? Because Tony Bockhaven said actually it caught him off guard how emotional he felt hearing his anthem played on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I have listened to the national anthem. It's cool. It's a piece of home that we get to listen to here. So yeah, obviously at home it's a big deal, and for us coming here to hear our own national anthem is always special and makes us feel at home in a way.
You've got 2 more rounds to get a win during Speed Week. Do you think that's possible?
100% I think it's possible. We just need to clean up early in the night. I think we can race with anyone. I think we showed that at Tolmer, that we have a really good race car and can race. We just need to get ourselves set up better early in the night and just get qualified better and not have to scratch and claw all night to be good. So if we can clean that up, I think we can. Obviously, Lockie and Hallett are the kind of the class of the field right now, and everywhere they go, they're always good. That's kind of who we watch at home. You always see Brock, Marcus, Hallett, and Lockie, and obviously a lot of guys that I haven't heard of back home that I come here and they're really good. So the locals are no slouches here. Your guys that are your big guys here that we might not know of at home are really good guys and really fast in a race car.
He's a pro.
Huge crowd here traditionally at Avalon Raceway in Lara for round 4 of the Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week, and it's time for your A-Main. Ripping drone shots here from the racetrack, which always serves up something different. The Brandt Pace vehicle, value driven around in front of this field as we begin to form up. And boy, what a tasty proposition. Cam Waters and Jamie Veal will share the front row. Cam Waters on pole. What a moment for him. That's 2 consecutive front rows for the Tickford Racing supercar driver as he starts to really get a grip on sprint car racing. Waters and Veal will line up together. Jordan Charge and Daniel Pesca. Now this is cool for the kids of Junior Formula 500 racing. They are on the pole line there to give the salute for 4 wide. Daniel Pesca will line up out of 4. Luke Dillon from 5. You've got Hallett, Delamont, Dukas. Good job for Pete Dukas, qualifying out of 8. Bobby Daly, the Avalon specialist, out of 9. Fireworks going off everywhere here. Nothing like the fireworks we're set for. Tate Frost out of 10. Michael Tancredi 11. Marcus Dumsney 12. Ryan Jones, Jordan Ray, Grant Stansfield, Grant Anderson, Chris Solomon, Brendan Quinn, Jai Corbett, Rusty Hickman, Glenn Sutherland and Lockie McHugh coming out of the B main with Randy Morgan and Brett Milburn. And we're green here at Avalon. Waters leads them, although Veal comes after him on the outside. Narrows up a bit getting into turn 3, and Cam Waters will lead lap 1 here in front of an enormous crowd for Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week. Luke Dillon puts a nice move on Jordan Charge and comes after Pesca, who comes after Veal. Well, Jamie Veal in that white number 35, the SWI entry, a little bit snug right now. That car is full of fuel like they all are, and the car is a little tight. You can see he's having a bit of trouble keeping it pinned to the lower half of the racetrack. Just watching Luke Dillon right behind him in that black and green S98, and in behind him is Jordan Charge, who looks to get a good run in that Super F-Series Spares V60. Dillon looking to put the move on Veal here, and does so. So Jamie has his hands full in that white and black number 35. Charge. The red, white and blue number 60, also backed by Tasmanian Robin Dawkins with the Kart Magic brand. We now see Daniel Pesca sitting in that second spot in behind Cam Waters. They're going to come up on lap traffic here at Avalon. Round 4 of the Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week. And look at this, Jordan Charge now putting it to Jamie Veal. So Charge going forward. Veal again upstairs now. You can see Brock Hallett buying in. Veal slices to the inside. Tries to make it stick on Charge. Hallett is coming as well. Veal starting to get his mojo now. Runs a touch wide out of turn 4. Waters in the middle of this shot has Randy Morgan to try and put a lap down. Daniel Pesca closing in the SA27. So Waters, oh man, there's some traffic to deal with here. He's got Tancredi, and Daniel Pesca from Strathalbyn in South Australia has a good look at the McQueen Electrical GTS Freight Management entry of Cam Waters, and now Luke Dillon. Boy, Dillon has been very consistent. He's been in the dash many times already this series, but he's been hurt a little bit by the random redraw. So that's certainly not been an indication of how quick he is. He looks to come after Pesca. There's a lot of quick South Aussies in this little group. Pesca and the James Rosenberg Racing number 27. Look at this battle pack here. Pesca, Dillon, Charge, and now Hallett in the GW Racing Kaiser Racing Wheels Triple X. Boy, there's some traffic to deal with here. Hallett, and now you can see Jordan Charge. Charge has been a real talent around Avalon Raceway for some time. And Brock Hallett has some of his bigger wins around this place as well. It's a bull ring here at Avalon. Very busy indeed. What a moment for Cam Waters to lead Speed Week round 4 here at Avalon Raceway, Lara. Pesca right there with him, pestering him if you don't mind. Now you can see Veal in that white and grey 35, the SWI Maxim. Just as he went for the pass on Hallett, we go red, and Hallett had to squeeze up against the wall to miss Brett Milburn. Take a look at your PWR Advanced Cooling Technology replay, and it's the drone that caught the action coming out of turn 4. So Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week round 4, nice job by Rod Drew to put those trophies together. And A red light stoppage brings us back now to a Kaiser Racing Wheels restart. Gambia Earth Movers right behind Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week TV as well, and Glenn, who won the B main, is having to work from deep in the pack. Don't forget Lockie McHugh too, he finished second in the B main after coming from well back there. So the reigning Aussie champ has some work to do. Howlett looks to put the move on that TML Parrot Family Racing black and green entry of Luke Dillon, the Lewiston Haulage entry. Howlett on the back wheels. Veal now. Veal searching for the inside groove as they come out of turn number 4. Oh, it was contact. Veal somersaulting backwards into turn 1. Charge and Daly. I don't know how they got through there. Jamie Veal coming up to the stricken GW Racing number 5 and his hands out to say, what happened there? Let's take a look at your PWR Advanced Cooling Technology replay. And they come out of 4. Veal got a good run. Hallett, he also got a good run off the turn. They made contact at the exit. Veal took a wild tumble. So another look at it from the rear shot here. Watch how these cars drive off the left rear. And all of a sudden, the real estate between the pair of them was non-existent. Veal for a split second there looked like he may not roll. When it got over into the left rear, that was when there was trouble.
That restart back there probably wasn't wise of me putting everyone else in danger. I probably just pulled it in, but I was hoping and willing something fixed itself, but no, it didn't. It's definitely not on there, so yeah, it's New Year's Eve tomorrow. I don't feel like fixing the thing, so we'll fix it back up and come out of Warrnambool on first and give it all we got.
So we're back right now, the Gambia Earth Movers GW Racing replay, brought to you by Kaiser Racing Wheels. Cam Waters off to a ripping restart in that Chief McQuinn own number 6 Jordan Charge. Wow, this young man out of Melton really starting to get ripping, and the Charge Hutchins combination has been very, very strong in the last couple of nights. Tate Frost there with Ryan Jones. Oh, there was contact between Waters and Charge, and oh, there's more. Boy, Grant Anderson rolling there as well. Dukas involved, Jackson Delamont involved, Geordie Ray, I think, as well. Oh man, Jordan Charge climbing out of the Super F-Series spares. Kart Magic number 60. Look at this, he got a great run. Oh, Waters drove really hard off the left rear. May not even have known he was there, but heavy contact tears the left front tyre off the rim for Jordan Charge. Now look at this here. Jones, Dillon, and Frost. Is there contact here between Frost and Jones? I think there was, and oh, Dukas. Oh man, and this is where Ando, unfortunately, Stansfield, Rusty Hickman involved in there as well. You just saw Brendan Quinn squeezing through. Here's one more look, and unfortunately that left rear, the Waters car drove really hard. The race leader left Charge no room on the outside. Man, that is just brutal. Here's one more look at what happens with Tate Frost in the Doolan's heavy haulage, number 62. They just get together, he and Jones. That turns. Dukas goes over the front. Now watch the contact here. Daly squeezes through. Jackson Delamont tries to get through. He gets into the side of Geordie Ray. Somehow, Jai Corbett and Lockie McHugh get through that. The hapless Grant Anderson goes upside down.
Yeah, obviously a lap before I kind of had a little bit of a run. I ended up, pulling out of the gas and thought I had a bit of a better run for then. Obviously coming out of 2, and sort of when we were side by side, I was like, oh, it's probably a bit too late to sort of get back out of it then, and it is what it is. Obviously these things, we're going so fast and things just happen so quick. I mean, he probably wouldn't even see me till it was too late too, so I'm just gutted for the team. I mean, man, all I want to do is win, and we had the car just then to sort of, make it happen. We were struggling before that restart. I just couldn't get it right, and made some really small adjustments with tyre pressures because they kept going down, I believe, and just gutted, to be honest.
Boy, a wry smile from Jordan Charge as he chats with David Mills. So back at our PWR Advanced Cooling Technology replay, Cam Waters to lead away again from Pesca in second, and now Ryan Jones. Now remember, Ryan Jones came out of position 13. He's up to third. Luke Dillon, the TML Transport entry, trying to put the move on, and here comes McHugh. Well, Lockie McHugh, he was back in 22nd position, and now he's coming after a possible top three. There he works the SRV Road Freight, Western Truck Group, number one Cool. Trying the outside move on Pesca. Can he make it stick just there? Also backed by Racing Industries. He's certainly got some motorsport-driven performance right now in that one car. Clay per-view cameras catching this battle between McHugh in the one and Pesca in the James Rosenberg Racing ABSS number 27. McHugh's really got some momentum. Goes to the top here at Avalon Raceway, right up near the wall. Oh, Jai Corbett. What has happened here in the Corbett's group? Castrol car, wow. The wall cam caught all of that. That was a wild ride for Jai Corbett. Let's have a look at this again, that wall cam shot. Thanks to Sprint Cars Australia and Speedway Australia for that replay angle then. And Jai Corbett, this young man out of Gympie, that car will almost certainly be replaced with a new one for the next night at Premier. Geordie Ray pondering what might have been back at your Kaiser Racing Wheels restarts. And away goes Cam Waters. Do you dare to dream? Oh, geez, he went very deep. Cam Waters, he can't afford to do that again. Ryan Jones in that Murray Machining and Sheds Apex entry. He will not let Cam Waters do that again without punishing him. Look at this, he got him. Ryan Jones looking to win his first ever A-Main victory outside of South Australia. Cam Waters realising, I need to get on with this quick. So it's a South Aussie from a Victorian, from a South Aussie, from a Queenslander, and another South Aussie. Dillon going really well here. Oh, look at this. Jeez, McHugh just tagged the rear Nerf bar of Pesca. Both cars spearing off the racetrack, Pesca getting back on track. And yet the real winner of all that was actually Grant Stansfield. What a job from Grant Stansfield. Look at this, Sutherland too. Glenn Sutherland making a really good run. Your race leader is Ryan Jones. And we're getting to the business end as this man from Murray Bridge takes the big stick to the field here. McHugh back around the outside. That was a cool drive for sure. He got the job done and made that outside move. And to see Sutherland and Bobby Daly buying back into this as well, but Ryan Jones, boy, what a moment this will be for this team. Daryl and Val Wright, his car owners, will be ecstatic. Grant Stansfield, can't say enough about this low-budget racer out of Warrnambool, has been standing tall. Dillon just went by. You can see Stansfield in the 88. Now McHugh, boy, running the top like he did to get out of the B main into the A. Still floating that left rear and the left front just above the cushion. Lockie McHugh, what can he do here? The series lead is all to play for. Brock Hallett crashed out earlier in this main, which certainly took away any points he might have been able to make on Lockie. Dillon upstairs in that black and green car, then Stansfield, then McHugh. There is Grant Stansfield doing a great job to be in this company. He's coming after Dillon. Grant Stansfield, take a bow, son. Making his way into the top three with one lap to go. But it'll be Ryan Jones, an historic win here at Avalon. His first victory outside of South Australia. What a job by Ryan Jones. He'll get the win from Cam Waters, who held on for second. Grant Stansfield back to Luke Dillon. Lockie McHugh got to 5th. Pesca 6th. Bobby Daly 7th. Glenn Sutherland got to 8th. Rusty Hickman 9th. Randy Morgan rounding out your top 10 in a bruising A-main. Ryan Jones up on the top wing. That's a huge moment for this team.
The excitement tells the tale, doesn't it, mate? The whole crew all over you. That is a career result right there.
Yeah, you know, I haven't been coming to Avalon that long, actually. If you remember back to the W49, the first time we came here, we actually ran second in the Invitational to Jamie, and sort of grew a liking to it then. And yeah, the jury's put a bit of banking on it. Almost feels like home.
Mate, amazing night. Things just kept on happening, didn't they? You managed to keep your nose clean, and great car speed at that last restart.
Yeah, I make the wrong decisions more often than not. For whatever reason, under that open red, my partner Jo, probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life is that girl. When she said to me this morning at home, she said, "You know your race car inside out, upside down, back to front." She said, "Don't doubt the decisions you make." And over there on that back straightaway under that open red, I didn't doubt anything. I just went with my instinct and made 3 small changes. And we were good before that, but I don't think we were a winning car before that open red.
Wow, what a dramatic round that was. That A-main had a little bit of everything. As we turn our attention to the 5th and final round of Brandt Sprint Car Speed Week, we can see that Lockie McHugh has a lead now over Brock Hallett. Jones has closed right up to be within 3rd. Luke Dillon 4th, Marcus Dumsney 5th, Daniel Pesca, Rusty Hickman, Cam Waters up to 8th, Glenn Sutherland to 9th, and now American Garrett Williamson moves up into position 10. So it's a lead for Lockie, but it's certainly not something that's not achievable from Brock Hallett's point of view. It all points to a thrilling conclusion at Premier Speedway Warrnambool for the 5th and final round, and we look forward to showing you that on our next show.